sober. Got him! What's going on, guys? Say hello to all the puppies. There's the baby. Stella. Sky. Sterling. And there's two more inside. Just making a little update for you. The weather has literally been shit. If it hasn't been rain, it's been ice. So I haven't really been able to make any actual driving videos. I'm hoping in the next month or so it'll start clearing up and we can have some fun in this. So yeah, we'll get that going. I'm also gonna buy another overland build. So we'll go over that maybe in this video. Some options I've been considering. So as you can see, that's why I have the camera on. These are the wheels I'm going with. They're the OZ Allegoritas, I think is how you pronounce it. Allegorita. Really weird name, but yeah. They are matte graphite. And I think they'll go good against the black. I'm doing 18 by 8.5 in the front with a 255/40 Bridgestone Potenza SO4 pole position tire. And then I'm doing 18 by 10s in the rear with a 295/35 Continental Contact DW. So I have all the tires here. Look at how fucking big those 295s are. Oh my god. I'm almost gonna have, with my stock setup right now, when I go to my new setup, my fronts are almost gonna be as wide as my rears. Because OEM fitment for this year 911 is 18 by 7.5 up front with a 225/40 and 18 by 10 in the rear with a 265/35. So this is gonna be a really fat, grippy setup. I'm really excited. The only thing I'm waiting on are my other wheels. It's coming from Tire Rack and they ship from different locations, so I only have this one. And then I have all my tires. I'm just waiting on the two 18 by 10s and then one more of the 18 by 8.5s. So when I get those, we'll get them on there. And something fucking, I'm glad I looked at this earlier. Every time I buy a car, the dealer or the previous owner forgets to give me the goddamn lug lock key. And Porsche is ridiculously hard to like get off for their OEM one. So I had to go to the dealership and they had to pull out their master set of like 30 different keys and find which one works. So I had that ordered. That'll be here in like a week, so I can't even put them on until I get it. But that's really okay. I'm not in any rush because the rest of my wheels aren't even here yet. She's a little dirty. I've been driving it in the rain. Dirt and mud gets kicked up all over it, so oh well. It's my daily right now. Where'd that piece of paper go? So I wanted to go over some maintenance because a lot of people ask me like, well, how'd you afford to buy that and all that? I mean, it's not that expensive of a car. Mine was 20 grand. And it's a really nice example. I mean, I showed you guys in the other video. It's locked right now, but it's literally, it's dirty right now, but the whole car is mint. There is nothing wrong with it. But where they get you, or where they can get you, is the maintenance. And a lot of people don't realize that. They're just like, oh fuck, these Porsche, dude. These Porsches may be coming down in value a little bit. These are probably gonna start going back up. But they're like, oh, what a good deal. Instead of getting some piece of shit newer Camry, I can get a fucking 911 Carrera, 996, or a even newer Boxster, and I'd be good to go. So yeah, you might be able to afford the car, but there's some pretty routine maintenance that needs to happen, and it can get expensive. So if you're in the market for these, just research the maintenance costs and don't try to budget it around it and like find sketchy ass shops to do it. Like with these cars, if you don't have the skills to do it yourself, and like a fair amount of skill, not like you can work on a Honda Civic and that's it. Not hating on Civics, but you know what I'm saying. You're gonna want to take it to a really good known shop to do this kind of work, or else you're gonna end up Probably with a blown motor. So yeah, I want to show you guys. I told you guys I was going to take it to a shop. One of the probably the best shop for this in the Pacific Northwest-ish area, I would say. ROM Innovations. That's where I took it. I told them to find everything that was wrong, or not wrong, but everything that should be replaced, or everything that they think would need to be replaced. And so we're gonna go over that right now. And we'll just go on down the list. So just a heads up, excuse me, the motor and the transmission were dropped to do this because I'd originally brought it in there to do the IMS bearing. And if you know Porsches, then you know that these years all the way up to 08 plus, I think, so 09 it's fixed, but they have an IMS bearing problem, and you can look it up yourself. But essentially, if you don't keep it maintained and upgrade it, it'll grenade your motor eventually. So yeah, that's what originally I took it in there for. I was just like, fuck it, just find anything and everything that should be replaced and do it. And this is what it came out to. So the clutch, the pressure plate, and the disc. So a whole new clutch kit essentially, and the .4 brake fluid. That was my total, $2 grand for that. The valve cover gaskets were leaking. So there's my total for that. And mind you, the motor was already out. And that's the thing you want to pay attention to if you're having them do some type of maintenance that requires the pulling of the motor or the transmission. You're not going to want to have them do that twice, because right there that's like $1,500 in labor just to pull it out. So while it's out, you might as well have them do everything. Engine oil pan. So essentially they just pulled it and replaced the gasket and resealed it and cleaned it, yada yada. The PCV valve and hose, the air oil separator system, yada yada yada. 187, I don't know if I said the above one, but that was 158. Engine general service. So here it is, the intermediate shaft bearing, dual row bearing. $700 just for the unit. It's an upgraded LN engineering bearing. Very strong. I'll probably not even have the car by the time this thing is getting ready to be replaced. So spark plugs, camshaft seal, drive belt, oil pump seal. Turn the page. Exhaust manifold gasket, power steering fluid, engine coolant, antifreeze. Excuse me. And then they just did a basic oil change while they were in there. That was my total, $4,085. So about 1/5 of the price of the car in maintenance right off the bat. Just because I wanted it to be perfect. And this has been one of my dream cars for a long time. So I just saved up money and then put a hefty down payment on it, and then put a lot, obviously $4 grand worth of maintenance into it, so I know it's gonna be ready for the abuse that I'm gonna put it through. Sorry if you can hear that noise, it's like pouring outside, of course, in Oregon. So yeah, that's the maintenance that I had. It's pretty much preventative maintenance, nothing was failing, but I just wanted to upgrade everything and start fresh, so. Holy shit, that is loud. I just went with the shop's recommendation. It's a really good shop. So we should be good to go maintenance-wise for a long time. You need to keep, I don't think you need to keep an eye on the motor, but as long as you treat it right, it'll treat you right. These motors are actually fairly bulletproof. It's just the IMS that needs to be replaced, and I'd recommend upgrading it to the LN unit because it's not that much more money for a way better peace of mind. So besides all that, I just have some little stuff like the rear deck strut that holds the engine cover up. when you lift it up to do whatever you're doing, checking the oil, coolant, yada yada yada, failed, so it won't stick up. So I bought a new one. It's like probably taking me 5 minutes to put that in. I just haven't done it yet. One of my license plate bulbs, light bulbs that shine at night went out, so I'm gonna replace that. I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be doing an exhaust. I'm not sure which route I'm gonna go. I don't really feel like spending thousands to just put an exhaust on here just for noise. There's other ways to go about it. I might just switch out the mufflers with like agency power mufflers. That'll make it sound a lot better. Or I might do just a muffler bypass. I'll just have to let it flow around in my head a little bit and see which one I want to do. And then I'm gonna do a lightweight pulley, crank pulley. Because I guess from the factory, they're really overdriven, like unnecessarily. So when you just put a normal sized crank pulley on there, you gain like 10 wheel horsepower because you get rid of that much plastic drag. So that'll do. Oh fuck, actually, I'm gonna go get my keys really quick. Forgive me while I go inside. Got Top Gear on. This is my damn. Totally didn't even show you guys this yet. I got a K&N intake system for it, and I put it in. It wasn't that complex, but it was really time consuming because all the little pieces that had to go together to complete it. Super glad I remembered that. So I put that in there, and boy, does it make a fucking difference. It might not make a huge power difference, even though they sent me a dyno graph, like an actual dyno graph, back-to-back testing of the stock system versus a K&N on the same car, same day, same ambient temps, and it made like 20 wheel horsepower and 20 wheel torque increase. So I don't think it's my butt down. I think it's actually at least half that amount, because it definitely feels faster. The throttle response is definitely better, and the sound is insane. Like, I have a stock exhaust right now, so it's quiet as shit. You can just hear the hum of the motor. But when I put this in and I floored it for the first time, it was like, I don't want to sound, I don't want to hate on Hondas again and say they're gay, but it sounds like the VTEC induction. Like, that's how low the grumble was when I smashed on the throttle. It sounds awesome. I think you can hear it, especially because the motor is like in the back. So it, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'll take a video of it later, but super surprised on the sound difference that this made. There must have been a lot of silencers on that intake box. But super glad I did this. They want you to run the sock on it for water, but honestly, I've been driving in the rain and nothing's been happening. It's a water resistant filter anyway, so it would take a lot of water to, like, if this like broke and there was a hole in it, I could see a problem, but it should be fine the way it is. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. And this video is getting a little long now, so I'm going to end it here. We'll talk about my new overland build in the next video. I might just pop one out right after this. I don't want to just drag this one on, so we'll see. Either way, thanks for watching, and please stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more mods, and hopefully when the sun comes out, we'll go hit some back roads and go mess around with some of my friends. So, all right, see you guys later.